You're live.
Thank you. Hi all. Welcome to the YBMB live show, Wednesday, the day when I do mindset. As you know, those of you who follow, and there are many of you, and thanks for the great comments. I do Mondays, I talk about things to do with the body. Wednesdays, I talk about mindset. Fridays, I talk about business. And you know that the whole premise of YBMB, Your Body Means Business, is that I feel that they're so strongly connected. That's what I saw in my own experience, and that's what we've gone on to see with the many, many people that have been through the program. So today is entitled Itchy Feet. It's the mindset day though, not the body. So I'm not going to talk about physically itchy feet. I'm talking about it in terms of the saying, people have itchy feet. I have spoken to lots of people lately who are just, you know, myself included, a bit jaded with the whole situation with lockdown and not being able to do anything. And you know, now obviously the restaurants have opened, which is fab, but there's still, you know, a fair degree of uncertainty. We've now heard that, you know, there could be a slowdown on the removal of all the restrictions, obviously for very good reasons. And it just sort of goes on a bit, doesn't it? And, you know, we can't sort of freely travel yet. Many of us have not been on holiday for ages. It's just the same routine every day. And so I think, yeah, loads of people felt like it, and they really, you know, we're all sort of feeling a little bit stuck in a rut at times. So I just wanted to sort of talk about that a little bit, because all the disadvantages or sort of cons about that, you know, the feelings of boredom and itchy feet, etc., just wanting to do something different can sort of propel us, if we're not careful, into, you know, take us off season, but you just continued by doing really consistent work, you know, in the gym or gym from home, let's say, all along the lines that, you know, I personally taught right at the beginning. You know, he's still continuing to make progress to change his body composition. At the same time, he's gone from strength to strength in his business and, you know, in his ability to present. And there's all sorts of things, you know, and he's just one person that's achieved great things through consistent application. And so I suppose that's really going to be the one of the cruxes of my message is, you know, just be careful at this point that you're not propelled off course and you end up going and doing something just because of this feeling of itchy feet. You know, I think it's always a good, you know, in the mornings when we do our sort of savers routine, you know, I teach under mindset to sort of take control of the morning by doing a set series of things. I call it the emotional gym. I've done a show on that already. But by doing that and constantly looking at your vision, you know, that's one way of staying on track, what it is that you want. And that's perfectly entitled to change. But, you know, to be clear on what it is that you actually want is step one. Then the second step is obviously identifying what it is you need to do to achieve those things. And that means, you know, being clear on your processes and then trying to consistently implement them. But here is the problem, isn't it? You feel like you've got itchy feet and you're just bored and sort of stuck in a rut. So you don't want to implement these processes all the time. And so we really need another answer, because motivation doesn't cut it. You know, when you feel like that, and it's very tempting to just sort of throw everything out and just say, right, I'm going to do a different business, or I'm going to move to a different country, or, you know, all of these things. I'm just going to go and travel, all these things that I hear people say. So what is the other thing? Well, the other thing is thinking about your future identity. I saw someone post on this today, and it reminded me of all the things that James Clear says in his Atomic Habits book, which is really worth a read if you haven't read it, or even a reread if you have read it once already. What he says is that, you know, achieving what you want to achieve boils down to really three things. One is outcomes, knowing what they are. Two is processes, you know, taking the necessary action. Part three, and here's the crux, is knowing what the identity is of the individual who would achieve those things. And that's really the point that I wanted to explore here now is, you know, if you're thinking to yourself that there is a particular thing that you want to achieve, whether it is in business, whether it is in fitness, you've got to be thinking about the identity of an individual who would achieve that thing. You know, so if you and James Clear uses this as an example, you know, if you really want to achieve an amazingly fit body, then what does a person who has that type of body do every day? You know, they go to the gym, don't they? They never ever miss. They always are spot on with their nutrition, or if they're not, then, you know, they balance it out the next day. What, as someone who's successful in business, you know, what's the identity of that individual? Well, they're very consistent in their approach, in their grit, in their determination, in their ability to take advice, in their ability maybe to innovate, in their ability to take failure and still continue, in their ability to take criticism and still continue. That's the identity of that person. So that's really what I wanted to leave you with. And the sun's come out now. It's just crazy, this weather, isn't it? I'm in Covent Garden, went to the Apple store. It was pouring just now. Now it's rain. Now it's sunny again. But that's the crux of really trying to not sort of veer off course, I think, is, you know, we've talked a lot about goals, we've talked a lot about processes, but identity is something maybe for you to give some more consideration to. If you're not achieving what you want to achieve, maybe just think through today the identity of an individual who does achieve that. You know, if someone looks in great shape, it's because they are the sort of person, like I said, who always goes to the gym. If they are successful in business, it's because they are the sort of person who is constantly implementing, even when they don't feel like it, even when they've, you know, experienced some failure or setback. And you know, if they're a very productive person, it's because they are the sort of person that has a very clear routine, that has a timetable, that makes sure that they do the things they said they're going to do. So, you know, there's lots of examples like that. So that's really where I think I'll end it, is just to say to you, think about the identity of the person that achieves the things that you want to achieve. And you know, you can start to sort of prove to yourself that you are that person today, just by doing some of those processes. So I'll leave it there. Do have a read of James Clear's book if you haven't already. We'll put a link to it in these notes. And wishing you a lovely day. And I'll talk to you on Friday. I'm interviewing a great lady on Friday who is a real success story. She has, you know, the identity of a successful person. She has worked from the bottom up. She just has an absolute refusal not to be successful. And so I'll talk to her, and she can share some of her tips on Friday. So I'll see you then. Have a great day. Bye-bye.